All right, guys, it's 8:30 by my watch, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. If you would, if you're on here, just turn your camera on so I can see that you're here, and I'll mark you guys as present for the Zoom, and then we'll get started. Morning, Hannah. Morning, Riley. See you guys. Let's see. So if you hear my dogs growling, they're fighting in the background. That's what that is. All right. So I'll say it again. Riley, can you give me a thumbs up? Like, can you hear? Like, am I coming? Okay. Um, if you can hear my voice, turn your camera on, please. That way I can see who's actually here and doesn't just log in and walk away. So I see Avery, Drake, Cheney, you guys just turn your camera on. Yep. Just like we're in class. And then we're gonna do this problem together. Should take us about 5 minutes, and then you guys are free to move on to other things. It shouldn't take us too long to get through it. All right. I'm gonna try to share my screen and let's see if this works or not. Let me change that. Share this one. Yeah, there. Okay. Okay. I don't have my pen with me, so I'm just gonna type what's happening here. And this is recorded too, so if anybody misses, they can pull it up and get help if they need it. I just put a couple of questions up where you guys have to solve for a letter. It's kind of a mixture of what we've been doing in eighth grade math and now in algebra. We're inverting a function. So I'm going to give you an equation that's in standard form, and then you're going to solve it for one of the letters or the other. And that's pretty much it. So I'll walk you through this first one, and then we'll select the answer. And then on the second one, we'll do that one as well. And we'll be out of here in probably about 4 or 5 minutes. All right, we'll try to keep it short because I know you guys. I think you have a 9 o'clock Zoom that some of you might have to attend. So you're looking at this problem. I'm not going to read what's happening. It's $10 for adults, $3 for kids. They want to raise $900. And so this is the equation they write: 10 per adult, 3 per child, $900. It's a pretty straightforward equation. But what we want to do is we want to change it. We want to write it where we want it to be a function of the number of child tickets purchased. So input is child tickets. We plug in C's, we do math, and then it spits out how many adult tickets we'd have to sell if we sold that many child's tickets to make $900. So essentially what's happening on this type of problem is you want to get A by itself to make it a function of C. And so I'm just going to kind of type my steps over here and you can follow along. I think it's pretty straightforward. Like if this was my original equation, my goal is to make it a function of C. C's in the math, independent variable, spits out the output of the dependent variable of adult tickets. And so the first thing I do to get A by itself is I would subtract 3C from both sides. So let's see if I can show that. I would use a different color. So I take away 3C from this side, and I take away 3C from the other side. And then what that would result in would be, okay, I'd have 10A equals, and those 3C's cancel. 900 minus 3c, you can't do that. You just literally write it as 900 minus 3c. And then your last step would be divide both sides by 10. So what that looks like, and I'm not going to type it all out because that takes too long. What that would look like is you get divided by 10, you get divided by 10, you get divided by 10. So everything on the right side gets divided by 10. That's what's showing here in D. I think that's pretty straightforward, right? So we're getting A by itself by solving for C, the 900 minus 3C, both parts. If you simplify that, you would get 90 minus 0.3C, which they didn't write it that way, but a lot of times that doesn't happen. So the one that you would select here would be D, because that would be the solve for A situation. So if you go back to the second question that you're going to have, and if you guys want to pull this up and work it out with me, feel free to do so and have it done before you leave. It's under the NTI folder. It's the only thing in there. We talked about this a little bit the other day. Inverting the function, right? I'm going to switch roles. Instead of plugging in C's and getting A's, I'm going to plug in A's and get C's. So this one right here, we're going to take the same function that we had, either the one that we solved for, got as our answer, or the original one for the kids and the adult tickets. And we're going to get C by itself. We're going to invert this. We're going to get where we can plug in adult tickets and it will spit out a child number. And that's the idea. So I think if you start from where you left off, it's harder. And just go back to the original equation and solve for the other letter. And that still inverts it because you got the other letter solved for. So if you were to do that on this one, the first thing that you would do, let me see if I can pull. Yeah, there we go. The first thing you would do to both sides, if you're getting C by itself, is you would subtract 10A. Subtract 10A from this side, and I want to subtract 10A from this side. And that's going to give me 3C is equal to 900 minus 10A. And then the last thing that you would do is divide everything by 3. And so if you divide this by 3, the C is left over, which is why all the left sides are C's. And if you divide all of these by 3, you could show that whole group getting divided by 3, which is what you see here in B. So that one would be B. Any questions about solving for something or inverting that process and switching the letters where the input's different than the output? I think I've tried to make it easy where, for those of you that are here, we can kind of do it together. But even for those that aren't here, I think they could read through that and have an idea of what to do. But if you miss a Zoom, you can always go back. I'm going to post this link, me just kind of walking through it and explaining it. I don't want to overcomplicate things. Questions, if you got them, just speak up, or you can always email me afterwards or something. I'll be around my computer all day. But that's all I got, guys. I'm not going to go back and say what the answers were, but you can watch the video if you came in a little late. I'm going to go ahead and stop my share, get back on here. Some faces that I didn't see. Let's see. I did see Avery. Yeah, you popped in there once. Those of you that came in a little late, Edgar, Jax, if you guys could just turn your camera on so I could mark you as present, just real quick, so I can see some faces, say hi, and then we're pretty much done for the day on this particular Zoom. I'll be on here again tomorrow, 8:30. I'll walk you if we miss tomorrow. If we're at school tomorrow, then I'll see you at school, I guess. But that's all that I have for the Zoom. Does anybody have questions, comments, concerns? You hear my dogs fighting in the background. That's sorry, sorry if that's distracting. Hey, shush. Yeah, you. Do you want to see the dog? Well, we can get one of them probably come here. Come here. Up, up. This is Rex. He's big and black and he's a poodle. And this is Soka. She's white. And they're loud and they like to wrestle in the mornings. There we go. I hope you guys have a great day. Like I said, if y'all get stuck or have questions, just let me know. I'll put this recording up for those that missed. And it's good to see some faces, and hope we hope we're back together soon, but if not, we'll probably do some more stuff with inverse functions tomorrow if that's the case. But just sign in if you want a little help and walk through it together and be done. And we got done in 10 minutes, so that wasn't too bad. All right, well, I'm gonna end this thing. It was good seeing everybody, and just let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'll be around, and I'll answer my emails today pretty quickly. All right, see you guys. Y'all be good and stay warm. It's cold.